So good morning to all. In yesterday's class already I start the DSBSC detector circuits. DSBSC detector circuits. That is double sideband with a suppressed carrier detector circuits. In that we start the topic coherent detection. Already what is meant by coherent detection? You know what is meant by coherent detection. So respond anyone. What is coherent detection? Already I told you the difference between coherent and non-coherent detections. Respond anyone. What is coherent? Respond anyone. What is coherent detection? Hmm? You understand this topic or not? Coherent detection. So with the help of local oscillator at the receiver side, here we generate carrier frequency. This carrier signal frequency and phase is the same as the carrier signal frequency and phase which is used at the transmitter side. Then it is called coherent detection. If there is a synchronization formed between transmitted carrier and received carrier, then it is called coherent detection. So with the help of local oscillator, here we generate carrier signal. That carrier signal have must some frequency, and that frequency and phase is equal to transmitted carrier signal phase and frequency, then it is known as coherent detection. So the which is a simple definition. Why you didn't told? So based on the principle, here we use DSB-SC modulated wave. We can generate a DSB-SC modulated wave with the help of coherent detection. Yesterday already we see the after putting local oscillator and product modulator, here we have a low pass filter to eliminate the unwanted components and high frequency components. At the output of low pass filter we have DSBSC, we have our original message signal. Since it is a detector circuit. The synchronization, note down, the synchronization techniques are given in two ways. The synchronization. So to get our original message signal perfectly, we must synchronize the signal. Already you know what is synchronization. Synchronization is nothing but coherent. Coherent is nothing but transmitted carrier signal frequency and phase is equal to received carrier signal frequency and phase. Received carrier signal and frequency means at the receiver side with the help of local oscillator, again we generate carrier signal. That carrier signal phase and frequency is the same as the transmitted carrier signal phase and frequency. Then only we got a perfect message signal at the output side. So the synchronization techniques. Here we have two types of synchronization techniques. The first one is pilot carrier. With the help of pilot carrier, we got synchronization. So in this material, that technique is not mentioned. So note down, the first technique is pilot carrier. For synchronization, we have two techniques. For synchronization, we have two techniques. The first one is pilot carrier and second one is post-toss receiver or post-toss loop. The first one is pilot carrier, second one is post-toss receiver. These two are synchronization techniques which are used at the receiver side. which are used at the receiver side. First put aside heading pilot carrier. It is just a small definition. There is no circuit for this. There is a chance to ask in short answers. What is meant by pilot carrier? If a small amount of carrier signal, is known as pilot carrier, which is transmitted along with the modulated signal, from the transmitter. So what is pilot carrier? A small amount of carrier signal which is transmitted along with the modulated signal from the transmitter. So after modulation we have modulated signal. Modulated signal తో పాటు ఇప్పుడు మీరు తీసుకుంటే DSB-SC ట్రాన్స్మిటర్లో మనము క్యారియర్ని సప్రెస్ చేస్తున్నాము. క్యారియర్ని సప్రెస్ చేసి ట్రాన్స్మిట్ చేస్తున్నాము. సో టు రెడ్యూస్ ద బ్యాండ్ విడ్త్ అండ్ టు యూటిలైజ్ ద పవర్. కానీ మనకి డిఎస్బిఎస్సిలో ఇక్కడ ఏం జరుగుతుంది, మనకి క్యారియర్ రావట్లేదు కాబట్టి డిటెక్టర్ సైడ్ మనకి కరెక్ట్గా డిటెక్షన్ చేయలేకపోతున్నాము. వి డిటెక్ట్ అవర్ ఒరిజినల్ మెసేజ్ సిగ్నల్ వెన్ ఓన్లీ వీ గాట్ సమ్ సింక్రొనైజేషన్, పర్ఫెక్ట్ సింక్రొనైజేషన్. సో దానికోసం మనకి ఏం తెలియాలి, ట్రాన్స్మిటర్ సైడ్ ఏదైతే క్యారియర్ యూజ్ చేసామో అదే క్యారియర్ మళ్ళీ ఇక్కడ మనం రిసీవర్ దగ్గర జనరేట్ చేసుకోగలగాలి. సో టోటల్గా మనం ఇక్కడ దానికోసం ఏం చేస్తున్నామంటే here we have two types of synchronization techniques. The first one is pilot carrier. So in the case of pilot carrier we send a small amount of carrier signal. అంటే ఇక్కడ మనం ఏ టైప్ ఆఫ్ క్యారియర్ని యూజ్ చేసాము, ఎంత ఫ్రీక్వెన్సీ అండ్ ఫేజ్ ఆఫ్ క్యారియర్ని ట్రాన్స్మిటర్ దగ్గర యూజ్ చేసాము అనేది తెలియడం కోసం ఫర్ రెఫరెన్స్ along with the modulated signal, that is along with the DSP-SC signal, we send some small amount of carrier signal. That small amount of carrier signal is called pilot carrier. That is one way of got synchronization. Synchronization కోసం అదొక మెథడ్. The another way is Costas receiver. Already in yesterday's class we discussed about the circuit of Costas loop. Now put aside heading second one, Costas loop. So the circuit consists of two detector circuits, which is I channel detector and Q channel detector. So this is first detector. So one product modulator and low pass filter, combination of product modulator and low pass filter is consists of detector circuit. So this is a first detector circuit, which is also mentioned as I channel. And at the bottom we have another detector circuit, which is a combination of product modulator and low pass filter. It is a second detector, which is also referred as Q channel, that is quadrature channel. Already in yesterday's class, the important key point is whenever 5 becomes 0, you got some expression at the last when we calculate V naught of t. Whenever 5 becomes 0, we got the original message signal completely. But for phi equal to plus or minus pi by 2, we does not got the complete message signal. It becomes 0. That effect is called, already I told that effect. What is that effect? For phi equal to plus or minus pi by 2, we got V naught of t as 0. What is that effect? Quadrature null effect. So here our aim is to eliminate that effect. Quadrature null effect ni eliminate cheyali with the help of eppudu adi eliminate avutadi when we got perfect synchronization. When we got perfect synchronization, we eliminate that quadrature null effect. So for that purpose, we used two techniques. The first technique is pilot carrier and the second technique is Costas loop. So in second technique, Costas loop, we use two detectors. The first detector is I channel detector, which is also called in phase channel. And the second detector is Q channel, which is also called quadrature channel. Which is also called quadrature channel. Why here it is in phase and why here it is quadrature? So with the help of phase discriminator and voltage control oscillator, here we generate carrier signal. If you observe the previous circuit, with the help of local oscillator, we generate carrier signal, this one. Already I told you the local oscillator generates high frequency carrier signal. But in Costas loop, the phase discriminator circuit, phase discriminator and the combination of VCO, voltage control oscillator, acts as a local oscillator which generates the carrier signal. Here the arrow mark is at this side. This side. You put arrow mark in this side. That is, the output of VCO is connected to product modulator 1 and product modulator 2. For product modulator 1, the carrier signal is in phase. But for product modulator 2, the carrier signal is shifted by 90 degrees with the help of phase shifter. Therefore, it is called quadrature phase. 90 degrees is nothing but quadrature. Already you know the input signal of the detector circuit is DSBSC, that is modulated wave. You don't confuse what is the input signal and what is the output signal. For detector circuits, always we have modulated signal. That is either any type of modulation. If we have AM, then we got AM modulated signal here. If it is a DSBSC technique, we got a DSBSC signal here. Already you know modulators, detector circuits are placed at the receiver side. So therefore the input always is a modulated wave. Since here we discuss DSBSC detectors, we have DSBSC signal here. At this place we have DSBSC signal here. Already you know what is the main principle to detect our original signal. The modulated wave is again multiplied with carrier signal in the detector circuits. The modulated wave is again multiplied with the carrier signal. So therefore, with the help of local oscillator, we generate carrier signal, and it is these two signals are connected to product modulator. It multiplies DSBSC signal, that is mentioned as S of t and C of t, carrier. Already we discussed the analysis. And how we got a message signal. In the analysis part already you observe how we got a message signal, and here also after multiplication, here we have some unwanted components. That unwanted components are removed with the help of low pass filter. At the low pass filter output, here we got half AC cos phi mt. Already for one section you observe the output, that is V naught of t. What is V naught of t? Low pass filter output is mentioned as V naught of t. For one section, already you observe the mathematical analysis expression. What is that? Half AC cos phi m of t. Now coming to the operation. Now put aside heading operation. Let us assume that phi equal to 0. When the phase phi becomes 0, let us assume that phi equal to 0. When it becomes 0, respond anyone?
Pi by 2.
If there is a perfect synchronization, in that situation we got phi equal to 0. If there is a perfect synchronization, then in that situation we got phi equal to 0. Phi ఎప్పుడు 0 అవుతుందమ్మా మనకి? ట్రాన్స్మిటెడ్ క్యారియర్ సిగ్నల్ ఇక్కడ మనం జనరేట్ చేసిన క్యారియర్ సిగ్నల్ కొహరెంట్లో ఉంటే దెన్ వీ గాట్ phi equal to 0. నువ్వు చెప్తుంది phi 0 అయినప్పుడు మనకి మ్యాక్సిమం v0 ఆఫ్ t వస్తుంది, అది చెప్తున్నావు నువ్వు. phi ప్లస్ ఆర్ మైనస్ పై బై 2 అయినప్పుడు మనకి when we got phi equal to plus or minus pi by 2, then in that situation v naught of t becomes 0. అది ప్రీవియస్ క్లాస్లో నేను ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేసింది. That effect is called quadrature null effect. To minimize that effect, here we use Costas loop. Here in first case, we take phi as 0. That is, the transmitted carrier signal is in phase with the received side carrier signal. That is, both signals have equal phase and frequency. In that situation, what is the output of low pass filter? What is the output of first low pass filter?
Phase
Your voice is not audible. You understand this point? Assume that phi equal to 0. When the phi becomes 0, the transmitted and received carrier signals have same frequency and phase. The phi becomes 0. In that situation, what is the output of first detector? That is first low pass filter. Put cos phi equal to 0. You already know cos 0 is 1. Cos 0 is 1. Therefore, here we got original message signal m of t. Similarly, this side for low pass filter, you have off AC sin phi m of t. But at this situation, sin phi, that is sin 0 is 0. So therefore, here we got a 0 signal. For second detector, here we got a 0 signal. So that is the operation for phi equal to 0. So that is, there is no problem whenever phi becomes 0. Whenever phi becomes 0, we got our original message signal as same as it is, m of t. So that is, demodulated signal is same as m of t. But if there is a non-zero phi, before going to explain that second case, here we discussed the feedback. This loop consists of feedback. What is meant by feedback here? You already know feedback. I think feedback amplifiers is completed. Feedback amplifiers topic is completed in ECA. What is meant by feedback and how many feedbacks, how many types of feedbacks are there? What is meant by feedback? Respond anyone?
output is connected to the input.
Very good. Some part of the output signal, not complete output signal. Some part of the output signal is given back to the input, then it is called feedback. So depending upon the connection, there are two types of feedbacks, positive feedback and negative feedback. So in this Costas loop, here we use a negative feedback. Here we use a negative feedback. Already you know this is the output. From this output, we collect some signal and connect it to phase discriminator circuit. The output of phase discriminator is again connected to input of our modulator circuits. So therefore, it acts as some loop. It acts as some loop. So that's why it is considered as a negative feedback loop. So totally coherent, incoherent detection in Costas loop circuit. Here we apply a negative feedback circuit, negative feedback. Now discuss our second case, case 2. What is case 2? Phi is a non-zero. I does not told here phi equal to plus or minus pi by 2. Just I told phi has non-zero component. That is light deviation in phi. If the transmitted carrier have a frequency of 300 kilohertz, but at the receiver side, here it have a frequency of 305 kilohertz or 301 or 302, then there is a small difference. But in case of previous situation, that is whenever phi becomes 0, if the transmitted carrier signal have a 300 kilohertz frequency, here also we generate a 300 kilohertz. If the output of VCO consists of 300 kilohertz carrier signal, then in that situation we can say that phi becomes 0. But here in second case, if there is a small difference between transmitted carrier signal frequency and this carrier signal frequency, in that situation phi have a non-zero component. In that situation we can say that phi have a non-zero component. So second case is considered as phi as non-zero component. That is phi is considered as a small deviation. For that there is no change in output of low pass filter, first output of low pass filter, since it is a small deviation, but for phi equal to plus or minus pi by 2, it becomes 0. బట్ ఎప్పుడైతే మనకి ఇక్కడ 5లో స్మాల్ డీవియేషన్ వస్తుందో, నౌ హియర్ we observe the circuit operation. Whenever there is a small change in phi, the cos phi parameter does not changes since it is a very small change. When it becomes 0, the phi becomes perfectly plus or minus pi by 2. The phi becomes perfectly plus or minus pi by 2. But phi is a small deviation. In that situation also we got some message signal here. But coming to this section, sin phi, suppose phi is some very small, that you compare to 10 degrees like that. What is the difference? Small difference ante ela manam consider chestam, non zero ante enti, it may be considered as 5 degrees or 10 degrees like that. In that situation, if phi becomes 90 degrees, in that situation here we got a original message signal. But here we considered phi as a non-zero element, that is our phi is very very small. So that's why here we considered as plus or minus plus 5 degrees or plus 10 degrees like that. In that situation here sin phi is considered as phi. In that situation, remember that sin phi is considered as phi, because for very small deviation of phi, sin phi is considered as phi. For very small deviation of sin phi is considered as phi. So that phi is connected to phase discriminator circuit. అంటే మనకి ఎంత డిఫరెన్స్ వచ్చింది ఇక్కడ, phi అంటే ట్రాన్స్మిటెడ్ క్యారియర్లో రిసీవింగ్ క్యారియర్లో ఎంత ఫేజ్ డిఫరెన్స్ వచ్చింది అనేది మనకి ఎక్కడికి వెళ్తుంది, ఇప్పుడు ఫేజ్ డిస్క్రిమినేటర్ సర్క్యూట్కి వెళ్తుంది. The phase discriminator output is connected to VCO. Already you know the function of VCO. It internally have phase locked loop. According to the phi connected here, it generates the carrier signal. It generates the carrier signal. That is phi ఎంత వరకు అయితే రైజ్ అయిందో, with the help of VCO, we have a output as phi as 0. That is, these two circuits acts as a local oscillator circuit which generates the phi as 0, సో మనకి డిఫరెన్స్ వచ్చింది అనేది ఎలా తెలిసింది మనకి? If we have some small difference between the transmitted carrier signal and received carrier signal, automatically the lower section generates that phi here. Since for small deviation, sin phi becomes phi. So that phi is connected to phase discriminator circuit. What is the purpose of phase discriminator circuit? It generates some DC signal. According to the connected phi. That DC signal is connected to VCO. According to that, it generates a phi as 0 signal here. So totally the local oscillator is a VCO. The frequency may be adjusted by an error controlled by DC signal. So here with the help of VCO, that is, it acts as a local oscillator. It adjusts phi. That is, it corrects the phase error phi. And at the output again we got phi equal to 0. That is totally this entire loop sees phase error phi becomes 0. ఈ లూప్ వల్ల మనకి phi equal to 0 మనం చేయగలుగుతున్నాము. Here VCO acts as a local oscillator circuit. What is the purpose of phase discriminator here? To generate some DC signal. The phase discriminator provides a DC control signal which may be used to correct local oscillator phase error. So that this is the operation of this circuit. So with the help of voltage control and discriminator, phase discriminator, here we got synchronization. Whenever we got perfect synchronization, then we got our original message signal perfectly. Already I told you there is a two types of synchronization techniques. First one is pilot carrier and second one is Costas loop. In pilot carrier, we send some small amount of carrier signal along with the modulated signal. That small amount of carrier signal is referred as pilot carrier. అంటే మనం ఎంత ఫ్రీక్వెన్సీ అండ్ ఫేజ్ని ట్రాన్స్మిటెడ్ సైడ్ యూజ్ చేసాము అనేది రిఫరెన్స్ కోసం పంపిస్తున్నారు మాడ్యులేటెడ్ సిగ్నల్తో పాటు. ఆ స్మాల్ అమౌంట్ ఆఫ్ క్యారియర్ కంప్లీట్గా పంపించట్లేదమ్మా మనకి. కంప్లీట్గా పంపిస్తే మళ్ళీ ఏమవుతుంది? అది ఇట్ బికమ్స్ ఏఎం. మీకు అంతే కదా, డబుల్ సైడ్ బ్యాండ్ విత్ సప్రెసర్ క్యారియర్ అలాంగ్ విత్ క్యారియర్ సిగ్నల్ వస్తే అగైన్ అదేంటి మనకి టెక్నిక్ ఏఎం వేవ్ అవుతుంది. సో టోటల్గా along with the modulated signal, here we have some small amount of carrier signal which is referred as pilot carrier. So that the second technique is Costas loop. In Costas loop, here we have a negative feedback. That negative feedback is developed with the help of VCO and phase discriminator circuit. In this circuit, we have two sections. The first section is in phase. Since here it is a cos. At the transmitter side, we generate a cos signal. So therefore, it is considered as an in phase signal. But here at the second section, with the phase shift of 90 degrees, we shifted the phase and connected to second product modulator. So that's why it becomes a sine. So here we have 90 degrees phase shift. So therefore, it is considered as a out of phase channel, which is also called quadrature phase, since plus or minus 90 is considered as quadrature. So therefore, the second detector is completely considered as Q channel and first detector is completely considered as I channel. Already up to this you observed in previous class. At the product modulator, we have two inputs. One is the DSBSC signal and another one is cos 2 pi of c, that is carrier signal. When we multiply with the carrier signal with the message signal, here we have some two components. One is the first term is message signal and second term is a high frequency signal. Second term is a high frequency signal which is unwanted signal. So it does not want that frequency. So we completely eliminated by passing through low pass filter. So the output of low pass filter is half AC cos phi m of t. We already observed in previous class. So in this first term, we have message signal. But in that situation, whenever phi equal to 0, we got perfect m of t. But phi equal to plus or minus pi by 2 situations, the v naught of t becomes 0. That is, there is no message signal for phi equal to plus or minus pi by 2. So that effect is called quadrature null effect. So to remove that, we use coherent or synchronization techniques. అంటే మనకి ఫైలో చేంజెస్ లేకుండా చూసుకోవాలమ్మా, మన ఏం అది. సో ఆల్రెడీ చెప్పాను నేను, 5 అయినప్పుడు మనకు పర్ఫెక్ట్ ఎమ్ ఆఫ్ టీ వస్తుంది. 5లో ఎప్పుడైతే నాన్ జీరో కాంపోనెంట్ అయిందో, స్మాల్ అమౌంట్ ఆఫ్ చేంజ్ రాగానే మనకి ఏమవుతుంది, ఇక్కడ ఎంత అమౌంట్ చేంజ్ అవుతుందో అంత 5 మనకి ఫేజ్ డిస్క్రిమినేటర్ సర్క్యూట్కి జనరేట్ అవుతుంది. సో అకార్డింగ్ టు దట్ 5, ఇట్ జనరేట్స్ సమ్ డీసీ సిగ్నల్. సో అకార్డింగ్ టు దట్ డీసీ సిగ్నల్, the VCO corrects that error, and again it generates phi as 0. Again it generates phi as 0. So this is the principle of Costa's loop. So with this, the detector circuit for DSBSC is completed. Now coming to SSB circuits. SSB modulation. The next technique is SSB modulation. Now put aside heading SSB modulation. How many techniques you see? Up to now we discussed about amplitude modulation. In amplitude modulation, we have carrier. Along with the carrier, we have upper sideband and lower sideband. That is also called double sideband with full carrier, DSB-FC. The main advantage of AM is the circuit is simple and cheaper, but most of the power is wasted by sending the carrier. Already we do the analysis and observe the power. So to overcome that disadvantage, we go to DSB-SC, that is double sideband with suppressed carrier. Double sideband with suppressed carrier. In this technique, there is no carrier. Carrier is suppressed. Already you know our original message signal is in either lower sideband or upper sideband. By suppressing the carrier, here we utilize some power. Here we utilize that power by transmitting only USB and LSB. That's why then the signal is passed for longer distances. Now coming to our next technique, SSB, that is single sideband modulation. If we have an amplitude modulation, what are the three components? What are the three components generated in AM modulated wave? ఇప్పటివరకు నేను చెప్పిందేనమ్మా. If we have a AM modulation, what are the three components? The first component is carrier frequency. Carrier frequency వస్తుంది మనకి modulated signal లో. Second component is FC plus FM. And another component is FC minus FM. But if you consider DSB-SC, we got only two components. We suppress the carrier. Therefore, there is no carrier frequency. we got only Fc plus Fm and Fc minus Fm. But here also some power is wasted by sending two bands. Since the message signal which is contained in the USB side is the same as the message signal contained in the LSB side. Here the important key point is the message signal which is contained at the USB side is the same as the message signal which is contained in the LSB side. Therefore, if we suppress one sideband, then we can more effectively utilize that power. By sending only single sideband. If we send only single sideband, then the required bandwidth also reduced. If we have two sidebands, what is the bandwidth? What is the required bandwidth for sending that signal? In case of previous technique, what is the upper sideband? Fc plus Fm. What is the lower sideband? Fc minus Fm. What is the bandwidth for the spectrum? 2Fm. Already you calculate the bandwidth in case of previous techniques. We must have a bandwidth of 2Fm. అంటే మెసేజ్ సిగ్నల్కి ఎప్పుడు కూడా డబుల్ బ్యాండ్విడ్త్ ఉంటేనే పర్ఫెక్ట్గా మనకి ప్రీవియస్ టెక్నిక్స్లో సిగ్నల్స్ని మనం పాస్ చేయగలుగుతాం. కానీ విత్ ద హెల్ప్ ఆఫ్ సింగిల్ సైడ్ బ్యాండ్ modulation, we can send only the single sideband, that is either upper sideband or lower sideband. Why we can send single band, either USB or LSB? Since the message signal which is contained in USB is same as the message signal contained in SSB. Therefore, to reduce the required bandwidth and effective power utilization, we can send only one band, that is either USB or LSB. That technique is called SSB. That is single sideband modulation. Understand this point or not? So see the definition. A modulation process in which the modulated signal contains no carrier component and has only one sideband, which is called a single sideband modulation or SSB modulation. The power wasted to transmit a carrier signal and a sideband can be put into a single sideband. The power required for transmitting the carrier signal and another sideband is utilized in sending only single sideband, so that we can stronger the signals which is used to travel for longer distances, so that we can send the signal for longer distances. So this is the main advantage. And another advantage of this technique is we reduce the bandwidth here. But here we have some drawback for this modulation technique. What is the drawback? The drawback is the circuit is very complex. That is to generate only single sideband, here we use some complex circuit. So that is the drawback of this technique. But if we want to send the signal for longer distances by perfectly utilization of some power, then in that situation we use this technique. Now here we observe how we utilize the power. First of all, before going to that, you first observe the frequency domain spectrum. What is meant by frequency domain description? In frequency domain description, you observe the spectrum. In time domain, you observe the signal. Signal is in times. So, ante ala meer observe chesarama time domain ante modulated signal S of t equal to m of t into c of t. So that is the way of time domain description. In frequency domain, you observe the spectrum of our signals. Now, already you know message signal. If you take a Fourier transform, then our spectrum of message signal as plus FM and minus FM, and you considered as M of 0. The Fourier is always mentioned in capital letters, so therefore M of 0. So this is spectrum for message signal. Coming to DSBSC. Already DSBSC lo mana spectrum usamu. DSBSC, in DSBSC we have, there is no carrier. So therefore carrier is represented with dotted line. Carrier is represented with dotted line. We have upper sideband as FC plus FM and lower sideband as FC minus FM. Again, this side minus FC according to frequency shifting theorem. When we take Fourier transform, it becomes, this is just for mathematical analysis. మనకు ప్రాక్టికల్గా సిగ్నల్ పంపించేటప్పుడు ఇదంతా ఏముండదు. దిస్ ఈజ్ ఫర్ జస్ట్ మ్యాథమెటికల్లో మనం చెప్పేటప్పుడు స్పెక్ట్రమ్ డ్రా చేసేటప్పుడు మనకు అకార్డింగ్ టు ఫోరియర్ ట్రాన్స్ఫార్మ్ మనం అప్లై చేసినప్పుడు ఫ్రీక్వెన్సీ షిఫ్టింగ్, అకార్డింగ్ టు ఫ్రీక్వెన్సీ షిఫ్టింగ్ వీ గాట్ టూ సిగ్నల్స్, టూ ఫ్రీక్వెన్సీస్ ఎఫ్సి అండ్ మైనస్ ఎఫ్సి. సో టోటల్గా మనకి ఇటువైపు ఏదైతే వస్తుందో ఇటువైపు సేమ్ వస్తుంది. అది మనకి ఇక్కడ స్పెక్ట్రమ్ డ్రా చేసేటప్పుడు రిప్రజెంట్ చేస్తాం అంతే. కానీ ప్రాక్టికల్లోకి వచ్చేటప్పటికి మనకు ఓన్లీ ఇదే ఎఫ్సి, ఎఫ్సి ప్లస్ ఎఫ్ఎం, ఎఫ్సి మైనస్ ఎఫ్ఎం మనం టోటల్గా మాడ్యులేటెడ్ సిగ్నల్ పంపిస్తుంది. సో ఇప్పుడు నేను చెప్తుంది ఏంటి, మనకి ఏఎంలో అయితే ఇక్కడ కూడా థిక్ లైన్ ఉంటుంది. ఎందుకని, ఇన్ దట్ సిచ్యువేషన్ వీ హ్యావ్ త్రీ కాంపోనెంట్స్ ఎఫ్సి, ఎఫ్సి ప్లస్ ఎఫ్ఎం అండ్ ఎఫ్సి మైనస్ ఎఫ్ఎం. ఆల్రెడీ బై సెండింగ్ దట్ క్యారియర్ we waste some most of the power. So therefore we can suppress that carrier in the case of DSBSC. Since our original message signal lies in USB or LSB, there is no use of sending carrier signal. So therefore we suppress that carrier signal in case of DSBSC. ఇప్పుడు నేను చెప్తుంది ఏంటి, థర్డ్ టెక్నిక్, ద మెసేజ్ కంటైన్డ్ ఇన్ అప్పర్ సైడ్ బ్యాండ్ ఈజ్ సేమ్ యాజ్ మెసేజ్ కంటైన్డ్ ఇన్ లోయర్ సైడ్ బ్యాండ్. If we suppress this side band, if we suppress this lower side band, that is the message signal is transmitted only with the help of single side band, then the technique is called SSB, single side band modulation. Now coming to frequency spectrum for SSB. This is SSB. There is no lower side band. Here also you mentioned FC with a dotted line, not a thick line. There is no carrier. Here also there is no carrier. Here we send the signal either upper band side or lower band side. This is a spectrum of SSB with upper side band. So that is only we have FC plus FM. There is no FC minus FM. So this side also there is only minus FC plus FM. There is no this frequency. So in this situation, SSB only we send upper side band or lower side band. So this is the spectrum for SSB with lower side band. Now, if you calculate the bandwidth, what is the bandwidth for this sending of this signal? FC plus FM minus FC. So that is FC cancel. Only we require bandwidth of FM to send this signal. But in previous case, we require 2 FM. That is a double sideband with suppressed carrier or double sideband with full carrier. So with the help of SSB, we can reduce the bandwidth. So in tomorrow's class, we observe how the power is utilized and how much power is required to send SSB signal.